and it's the home of Evelyn and Irving Warren, who we are going to meet in a moment. All right, now this is Evelyn, former Kipnis, but now Warren. And would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm the daughter of Becky and Louis Brodsky, who had 5 children. The oldest was Sam, Mac, Lily, myself, and Jack. He's the baby of the family. Jack married into a family named,
Goldie Brodsky.
well, she's Goldie Brodsky now for 54 years, right?
53.
53 going to be 54. All right. And she has a daughter, Susan, who is now married to Marty Stein. And we're living here in Century now. I am anyway 22 years, and Jack and Goldie 18. Mac, who passed away, lived here 25 or 26 years. And he had 2 boys, Elliot and Roy, which is sorry to say Roy is very ill and is on the way out.
Oh, dear.
Any week now. He had any minute, any week. We're waiting for the call. So that's sad.
What's the name of your children?
And we'll come to that too, you know. My children are 3. There's Irwin, Barbara, Lois, and now I've been living, I'm married to Irving Warren, who came into my life here, and I was here 7.5 years alone. And we have a very good life together, even though now we have our illnesses, but we're still vertical and we're managing very well, only because we lived in Century. We couldn't do this anywhere else in the world, what we have here. You have a theater, like of the performing arts, we have cultural, everything right under your nose. We don't have to travel, we get into the car, in 2 minutes we're there. And even though you're sick or just had an eye done, there's a patch, or if you went to the doctor that day and couldn't sit, you bring your little seat and you sit there. And you have a wonderful evening. You forget all about yourself, that you have these aches and pains. So we're very fortunate to be in a place like this. Now go a little bit to Jack.
And how many grandchildren do you have?
Oh, you want to go to that? Between Irving and myself, we have 22.
Oh, my.
22, and I should add a few more with the marrieds now. 5 are married of the 2 families. We have the pictures all around. We have to show you when we get a chance. And you could just take a quick look at the pictures all over so you could see. We've had misfortunes, like a girl that's sitting in a wheelchair 9 years. There was a divorce. Now we had lost a son-in-law. But through it all, we're here, and
We're here.
that's the word, we're here. Very precious to us. Look, they
Okay.
lived with us a few years, and he was a baby of 2, and Irma was at that time
6.
4, and sister was 6. And there's a painting that proves it in your house there. You still have it above the
Oh, yeah.
steps of the 3 children. You saw it when you enter.
Why don't you sit with her so you don't have to take you separate?
That's
Oh,
okay.
that's right. You should be. No, but that's all right. Come
No,
on.
he'll tell his own
My
story.
life now. So.
All right, we're going we're going to meet Irving now.
15th anniversary, right?
He's
Yeah,
trudging over
15
to his
years.
loved one.
15 years of a
That's
good
right.
life with a loved one.
That's right. That's
And
right.
he's helped me tremendously.
And they were-
my family.
And they were clogging last night.
We went to a. Oh, you told them the story, or they just know this?
No, you told me on the telephone.
We went
The
to
Yuko dinner dance.
A
Oh,
dinner
okay.
dance
Hotel yesterday.
with
afternoon.
400 people. It's the UCO. It's the
400.
United
organization.
Civic
here.
Organization,
Yeah.
Century Village, had a
And we
dinner
had a
dance.
wonderful time.
Did you go
Luncheon.
And we danced, and we had they
Yeah,
were
we
there
didn't- we
too,
didn't- we
except
couldn't
for the
dance
fact
kinda-
that she still
Kind of
was.
around, but all right.
All right, next.
Now, Irving, let's hear a little bit about you.
Well, we're also expecting a visitor in about 2 weeks. the visitors that we welcome with open arms. My son, who lives in California and is very, very successful in his own business,
Yes.
in which he has his own factory, and he has 3 homes, one in San Francisco, one in Scottsdale, and one in Santa Cruz,
His
California.
primary home is there.
That's the primary home.
And the countries that he's...
So
What's the name of
he's
his-
having a, he's going to a convention in Orlando in about 2 weeks. He gave us a call the other day that he's going to be in the neighborhood and he's going to drop in for like overnight and say hello to us, which of course was like Santa Claus coming.
Well, he's very modest. His son...
My daughter is in real estate, very successful in Scottsdale. I have a son in Simsbury, Connecticut, which is near Hartford, and he's a manager in Federal Express, has a very successful job with that company.
doing the overseas project.
He's married and has 3 boys. My daughter has 2 boys. As you can see, boys run in our family.
And this son that's coming has 2
And
sons.
that picture up there with Evelyn is all girls for 4 generations. See the one on top? Remember you admired that picture when you were here last year?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one. Now we also have one with the of us. The book. I think you have
Oh,
another.
yeah, that's a better one.
shot. Right there. Here, take
That was Albert, so I have to
Okay, we
mix
got
up-
the 4
4
boys.
generations.
4 generations.
Right.
So I should have him with me.
When was that taken?
Because that's if I'm...
Hello there, Eddie.
Hi there, Jack.
My
Greetings.
long lost cousin, or is it second cousin?
No,
Cousin once removed.
I guess so.
Yeah, your father was my first cousin.
Right.
So that makes you removed by one.
I remember a picnic we had in the park one day, and you and my father were wrestling, sort of.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, he and I.
I even have a movie of that one.
Right, I had something too, but anyway, your father and I and all our family got along well, your mother we all loved each other. We were very close for many, many years. And what do you want to know now? Ask me questions and I'll tell you my life.
Well, how did you meet up with your present wife?
You mean Goldie over here?
Yes, the angel
Yeah.
who has saved you
I'm
from...
not at my best right now.
Oh.
She just
That's quite all right.
Just
That's
broke her
quite
left
all right.
arm. Best.
Oh.
She's in the habit of breaking arms. Anyway,
I understand that you're writing a book. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
it's not really a book. It's
Memoirs.
not even memoirs. It's
A
a
history?
journal,
Oh, a journal.
and not a daily journal, but a sporadic journal.
Mm-hmm.
When she broke her arm 4 years ago, I started it. And I kept it up, and then I wrote a little bit about mother, and about father, and about grandmothers, which would be your great-grandmother.
My Bubba.
Yeah.
I remember her.
Tell a few anecdotes from the book. It's interesting.
Yeah, I wrote about Lena Shaltikoff, who was your great-grandmother, and my paternal grandmother, Goldie Brodsky, who
Right.
she's named after.
not really
Accidentally. Accidentally, she's a Goldie Brodsky. And they
Of course,
both,
you know my name is not Goldie.
her real name is Hilda, but she's Goldie to me and everybody else.
Goldie's a nickname.
Let's see, the book is got little stories about everybody.
What about your brothers? Do you have anything to
Yeah,
tell
I
us
got-
about Sam, for example?
I got an obituary about Sam, or it's not really, what do you call it?
Well, it is an
When you
obituary.
read something at the funeral.
The sermon at the funeral.
Yeah, I got that. I wrote that, and then I wrote about his love life and his various wives. Or 4, I think,
That you know of.
that I know of. Then I wrote about my other brother, Mac, who
Yeah,
passed away 3 years ago
yeah.
here.
How did you get along with your brothers?
Well, Sam I got along with very well. Mac, not so well.
Why is that?
Well, we had different personalities. We were apart for 30 years when he lived in Massachusetts and I lived in New York City.
But at the very end,
the very end, we were closer.
Mm-hmm. And what about your sister Lily?
Lily, she was close to us too. She passed away here in 1979. The year Evie and Irving were married, I think it was, same year. And she was a lovely person, very kind and considerate. And
She had 3 buses coming to her funeral from
had
the
a hard
building,
life, but she managed through it all.
so she was helpful.
And my mother, I gave a whole chapter, of course, because she was the matriarch of our family.
She certainly was.
Everybody loved her.
Absolutely.
She was very brilliant, bright, and
Brilliant is okay
brilliant
too.
is okay too. But she taught me a lot. Yiddish. I speak Yiddish quite well because of her and my
Gott sei
grandmother.
Dank.
Yeah, big as
Yeah, we lost so much.
So man alles freilich sein auf die alte Jorn.
And always happy no matter what. with a
And
soul
we're
in your
enjoying our
heart.
last few years here in Century Village, and we hope to enjoy the rest of it.
Okay, now we will turn to the princess.
No, please.
Oh yes, yes, yes,
She's
yes.
very modest, but say a few words.
Yes. What about your daughter? You have any thoughts about her?
Yes, sure. My daughter, Susan Brodsky, used to be, is married now to Martin Stein,
Where do they live?
and they live in Manhattan.
Oh.
But they have a country place in the Poconos,
Oh, that's nice.
They enjoy a lot.
and they every weekend they're up and about going to the country. Who could live in the city all
Yeah.
the time?
They have grown
To
tired
New
of
York.
the city.
Yeah. So they're very happy, and they just went to a little. They went to Hilton Head,
Oh.
North Carolina, which is very lovely, and they decided to buy a timeshare there. So now they have they're going to have a timeshare in Sanibel, and now they're going to have a timeshare in Williamsburg.
What does your son-in-law do?
And my son-in-law is a computer whiz,
Uh-huh.
had his own business, but decided that he was going to go back to civil service. So now he's a parole
Yeah.
officer, very happy on the job, and working right after work. He runs to the computer. He has a little computer thing,
Side business.
a little side business. And let's see, Susan is now, again, because of Marty, is the civil service too. She's a rent,
Because of me.
because of you and okay. And now she's a rent controller. And she loves her job, and Marty loves his job, and
They got a steady income.
yeah, everything.
Which when you're in business, he didn't have.
Right, everything is
Business is
so far,
cyclical.
thank goodness, very well.
Good.
So now,
Okay. Well, now
thank you
we.
very much. We always enjoy your company. Coming to
thank
see
you.
you
When
is
you-
such a mitzvah, really
Right.
a mitzvah. To
It's,
see everybody.
The feeling is mutual.
Yes.
When you show this tape to your sisters, Irma and Frances, I love you, Irma and Frances. Long time no see, but we do keep in touch. We write,
Yeah.
we call, they
Yeah.
call us once in a blue, and we get along great. And
Good.
She tells us all about her family.
Good.
I
Evelyn.
do. I have 2 boys, grandchildren living down in the south too. One is in North Carolina, and he's a security guard at the hotels. He has his own business, and the other one is a chef. still working at the hotels, which you people
Yeah.
know because you was with Irma. He's
Where is
down
he
in North
located now?
Carolina.
Where in North Carolina?
He's in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach.
On Myrtle Beach.
Oh, we're going to go to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah,
You'll have to
why
give me his address.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
we'll do
sure.
that.
That would be wonderful.
Well, we saw him in, in Charleston was it we saw him on?
I forget. Well, let's finish
2
this
years
off
ago.
first.
And let's see now.
Do you have any words for Irma and Francis?
I sure do. I love them too so much. And they were here with me one winter. We had such a good time, like for a few days. And it was just wonderful. And then when we heard about her accident, that was like a stab. But we're so happy that she's doing so well.
Mhm.
And she loves it there with the children. She made a
does.
very wise move.
Yes,
Because
right.
that's when you enjoy the grandchildren, not when they're older, but
Right.
when they're little and they
Yeah.
bond so good, you know. It's
Right.
great. It's just wonderful.
Right.
And to tell her, Irma and Francis, both of them, that Rebecca is having another baby. One is named Hannah, and this one we
How
don't
old
know.
is Hannah?
Hannah's 4.5.
And the new one
And
is
the new one
expected.
is, right now, it may be born on your birthday.
Oh.
The 25th or something like that.
Maybe in
That'd be
April,
nice.
next
That's
month.
a good year.
Rebecca was named for my mother, and Hannah was named for your grandmother.
One of the
on your
names she picked
Right.
out. They're not
father's side.
into the religious part,
Yeah.
but they like the name.
Hanya. Remember?
Okay, we have had just a brief encounter with the old Brodsky family and their counterparts, and they all miss you and love you, and I hope
When you
you
come
get to see this and enjoy a little visit. Now there's a lovely picture of Rachel, very recent picture of her. Thought you'd like to see her.
In her second.
She's in her second year at law school at college. What school is she going to?
Queens College.
Queens College. This is a picture of Rob.
That's
Who's
Evelyn's
going-
boy.
That's Irwin's
She
boy,
has a summer job with
who's going to law school also. Handsome young man. Now this is a picture of Irving's 80th birthday. I'm sorry, this was a picture at Evelyn's 80th birthday with the whole family, all the children and grandchildren
big as I
in the backyard. And just look at, I'll hone in a little bit, and maybe you can pick out some of them.
into infrared ray.
It's a little fuzzy. Okay, maybe that's a little better. I'll just pan around, and you can guess who is who in this picture.
5 countries he's established already. India, Japan.
Very good. Few other pictures we're looking at. Family.
Which one's this?
Uh-huh.
Who's this ugly thing?